This episode is sponsored by Chapman & Company.
Hi there and welcome to The Coffee Grinds, hosted by mug.news. We are your baristas, Justin Krug
and Caitlin Clays. We have a great menu today that highlights impressive student entrepreneurs in Middle America.
So grab a cup of coffee and let's get to the grind.
What is up? Welcome to Coffee Grinds, hosted by mug.news, where we interview young entrepreneurs, founders, and startup creators. I am your barista, Caitlin Clays, presenting our flavor of the day, Ashley Clegg. So let's get to the grind. Ashley, thank you so much for stopping by the coffee shop today.
Thank you. It's glad to be here.
Awesome. Well, why don't you go ahead and spill the beans on what you're up to in the entrepreneurship community?
Absolutely. Yeah, so I am currently in the beginning stages, kind of solution validation part of two ventures with my co-founder, Eddie Cecilia. And in addition to that, I am the Chief Strategy Officer here at Startups UNL at UNL's Center for Entrepreneurship.
Mm-hmm. So then what inspired you to become an entrepreneur?
Yeah, I actually had no idea that this was something I was interested in. And kind of after a lot of self-discovery and trying a lot of different things, I realized that the two things that I want to do forever and ever are helping people and solving problems. And so my two careers, or two paths that I'm going down, are medicine and entrepreneurship. But so on the entrepreneurship side of things, in high school, I was taking a marketing class, and everyone was required to take the Builder Profile 10, which is a survey or questionnaire, kind of like the Strengths Finder, but it's specifically geared to determine if someone has entrepreneurial traits or capabilities or potential. And so after taking that BP10, I was identified as someone with high entrepreneurial potential, and they reached out and were like, hey, you should do this. And I was like, what? What's entrepreneurship? But so I took part in that builder, kind of future builders experience in high school, and I really loved it. And so I majored in builders entrepreneurial management in college, and it's all kind of gone from there. But I've had all sorts of kind of artisanal or craft space ventures, but now I'm working in the software side of things. But I started with photography, freelance photography, headshots, and I made earrings, I made soaps, made all sorts of different things. So.
Wow. So you were definitely very involved. It sounds like with the very hands-on, even in high school. So that's even when you first began to get like the first taste of entrepreneurship. So as you've continued in all of your different involvement with Eduardo, are there any upcoming events or news about your business or any of the other activities that you're involved in regarding entrepreneurship?
Yeah, so our semester is kind of slowing down in terms of Startups UNL. We just had New Venture, which was really big. It's kind of the whole thing we're all preparing for. And then, so I'm putting together a banquet for the end of the year with the exec team at Startups UNL. But yeah, in terms of events, nothing big coming up so far or in the near future, but we do have workshop Wednesdays every Wednesday where all of us get together and hang out and help each other with our startup ideas or study or whatever. And then every Friday, or almost every Friday, we have a founder on to talk about their business through a Zoom call called Founder Fridays. But yeah, in terms of our two startups, Mezur and Aces, we just launched the pre-launch website for Mezur. So we're collecting user emails to be notified as soon as our product is out. So that's exciting. And then, yeah, we're very much in the solution validation phase. So we'll be doing a lot more customer interviews going forward.
Oh, well, congratulations. So with Wednesday workshop and then Friday Founder, yes, Founder Friday, will those programs be going on throughout the summer, or is that specifically just for each semester?
That's a good question. Kind of trying to answer it. So throughout the summer, we're kind of thinking of continuing to do Founder Fridays because it actually, our president, Hunter, kind of saw a need for it during the pandemic. Like, can we get people together on a Zoom and do our entrepreneurship thing? So we might be continuing to do that during the summer. Workshop Wednesdays, not so sure yet, but as next semester begins, we'll be continuing Workshop Wednesdays, and then Founder Fridays might transition to lunch talks, which are kind of the same thing, but in person with food.
Mm-hmm. Oh my goodness, I love it. I can't wait until we have more potlucks and more like kind of gatherings with food. I think it's a great way to bring people together.
Free food events. That's the whole everything in college.
It 100% is. So speaking of college and the ecosystem you're surrounded by, is there adequate support from your community regarding entrepreneurship? For example, funding opportunities, resources, and mentors?
I would say yes, and potentially. So Lincoln is a really great place to start a business. It's one of the best. I think there was something, I don't know, some Silicon Prairie thing or something saying that Lincoln was a great place to start a business because we have, N-Motion, we have access to a ton of different incubators and accelerators like the Combine. We just hosted our showcase event where we all shared and pitched our startup ideas over there at the Combine. We have Turbine Flats. So we have a lot of people in this community that really care about what we're doing here. And I think the only issue is sometimes a connectivity issue. So something that I am going to be working on with the Startups exec team is creating a compilation or like a conglomerate of all these resources. So if someone needs something, we could send them there and say, here's all these places you can go for funding. Here's all these people who will be mentors. Because there's a lot of people out there willing to help. It's just a matter of connecting them. But Lincoln has 1 million cups. Like I said, they have all those incubators and accelerators. They have UNL's Center for Entrepreneurship, which is really great. And in terms of funding, Nebraska Angels is that's there. And then Startups UNL, our CFO, or Master of Coin, as we call her, is working on putting together a student startup fund called the Husker Venture Fund. So I'd say the resources are there. It's just a matter of finding them.
Fair enough. Yeah, it comes down to also we are so connected, but sometimes just that first reach out can be very intimidating, especially for a starting out student. Right. So we are running out of time. So my last question I have for you is that if you or your business were a coffee, what would it be and why?
I would have to say espresso martini. One of Startups UNL's core values is work hard, play hard. So I'd say that gets both of them in there. Very much a coffee drinker, so I like to be here in the coffee space.
Well, we have been so happy to have you, and I really appreciate you coming on into the coffee shop and sharing a little bit more about what you do. So that is all the time we have for today. So thank you so much to our guest for sharing more information about her blend of hard work. You can find out more about what Ashley does through the links in the menu description, or you can go to mug.news to see her featured article. Make sure to leave a comment and follow mug.news for more hot takes like this one. We will see you next time at the Coffee Grinds.